1925, a man walked into Paris and sold the Eiffel Tower. Then he came back and did it again. This is how. Victor Lustig didn't look like a criminal. 5 languages, 47 fake identities. A con artist so polished that his victims thanked him afterwards. By 1925, he was broke and desperate. Then he read something in Paris newspaper that changed everything. The Eiffel Tower was falling apart, rust everywhere. Repairs would cost millions. Officials were quietly debating whether to tear it down. Most people read that article and shrugged. Lustig saw a fortune. If the government was tearing down the tower, they would need to sell 7,000 tons of iron, and they would have to keep it silent. No reporters, no scandal. A private sale to the highest bidder. The perfect cover for a con. Lustig moved fast. He rented an office, printed government stationery, and signed each letter with a made-up title. Deputy Director General of the Ministry of Posts and Telegraphs. 5 letters, 5 of the biggest scrap metal dealers in Paris. Each one invited to a confidential meeting at the Hotel de Crillon, one of the grandest hotels in France. The location alone made the lie feel real. At the meeting, Lustig explained the situation. The Eiffel Tower had become too expensive to maintain. The government had decided to dismantle it quietly to avoid public outrage. Each man had been chosen as a potential buyer. Their bids had to remain secret, no press, no discussion. Submit your offer in writing. Highest bid wins. Then Lustig took on a fully staged tour of the tower using forged credentials and rented cars. Everything looked official. He pulled aside the wealthiest dealer, Henri Pouchon, and told him something. I'm a government official, and I'm not paid well. If you want your bid to stand out, a small gift would help. Pouchon believed him. He paid the bribe, and he submitted the highest bid. Lustig collected the money, cashed the check, and vanished. Within 24 hours, he was on a train to Vienna. He waited for news of the scandal. Days passed. Nothing. Pouchon never reported the crime. He was too embarrassed to admit he bought the Eiffel Tower. Any normal con artist would have disappeared forever. But Lustig wasn't normal. He pulled off the impossible, and no one knew. So 1 month later, he returned to Paris. Same office, same letters, same fake title, different victims. And unbelievably, it worked again. During the second attempt, one dealer grew suspicious. He contacted the police. By the time they started investigating, Lustig was already gone, back to Austria, then to America. He had made the equivalent of more than $1 million. In America, Lustig continued his schemes, but in 1935, his luck ran out. Federal agents arrested him for a massive counterfeiting operation. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison. He died in Alcatraz in 1947, still denying he ever sold the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower he sold twice is still standing today. Millions visit it every year without realizing they are looking at the site of one of the history's greatest deceptions. Victor Lustig understood something powerful. Confidence, authority, and a good story can outweigh reality itself. He sold something he didn't own to people who should have known better in broad daylight and walked away smiling twice. That isn't just crime, it's artistry.